Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm here 365 days of the year to take your political questions. I take 12 political questions out of the chat, or as many as I can get, and just put them in the chat before I go on, sort of between 11 and 12 o'clock Chicago time, Central Time in the U.S. And then during the live stream, oh, this is a total fail. And then during the live stream, anything in all caps in the chat is how you communicate with me. And other than that, please just type normally, because people have whole conversations and they're really helpful to each other and kind. So, okay, 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. It's an ongoing thing. It'll have to do. No, I can't live with it. Okay. Jeez. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Bellbook and Candle says, I wish there was an emoji that shows nervousness. Oh goodness, why are you nervous? Shouldn't be nervous. You have no reason to be nervous. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. So I got a new kitty pin, but I can't get the thing to. I don't know. There, it'll do. It's not perfect, but it's a kitty, and it will do. It's actually very. I'll show you it off. It's actually very pretty. Oops, so you do it this way. This is I'm an adult. I can handle it. Jennifer White says there's going to be blood in the live stream today. What? Oh, this? No, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. Okay. It's not straight. So if you're watching this on replay, hello, you don't have to sit through this. You can go into the down into the description box. All the questions are listed out there, and you can pick and choose, and you can skip ahead and whatnot. So, all right. So trying new things. Always trying new things. A lot of Sagittarius. I have a Sagittarius stellium in my chart is what I have. So I'm always trying new things. So anyway, whenever I can, as long as it's not too expensive, All right. So, goodness, thank you. We have got so much. There's so much. I have questions for you. You ask some questions and I'm confused, or I have a comment, and then I've got an article to show you, and then I've got your other questions. And Jennifer Johnson is asking, Autumn, do you have perfectionist tendencies? Tiny. I have Saturn on my ascendant. Saturn is the perfectionist. Saturn is the high standards, you will do the work. Now, the good thing about Saturn is if you do the work, you will be rewarded, but you have to do the work and it has to be done right. Yeah. And yeah, it's, here we are. Okay. Judith, Dave, they're all like, yes. Yes. But anyway, thank you guys. All right. Let me just start with the list we have here. So your questions, we'll just run through these. It's like a potpourri of questions here. Although I never did like that stuff. And okay, so that didn't come out right because I had the caps lock on. All right, so I'm confused. The Yes, yes. Okay. All right. I'm a little confused. Deborah Murphy had a question right up front. My question is, McDonald's has a member of his family that is married to a black what? Is he underline not wanting them to have a something, but wants them to adopt a white baby? I tried looking it up. What's a Malone? I don't know what that is. Thank you, Rebecca. Sorry, Deborah. I can't answer because I don't understand the question. I'm sorry. So just throwing that, just letting you know. I don't ignore you guys. All right. And Justin's mom, I do hope you, not able to stay long, having pain from a fall yesterday morning. I really hope you feel better. Goodness gracious, I hope you feel better. Okay. And then Don Hensley had a question that I don't know there might be some legal stuff with this. The 12 is for 12 noon. And I get the sparkly nails today to go with the thing. So it's a heart, 12 noon. Yes. Anyway, Donna Hensley was asking, are insider traders buying stock in state-run adoption agency? I don't believe state adoption agencies are public. So, you guys were saying mulatto or mixed? Who's McDonald's? Sorry, I just didn't understand the question at all. If somebody could start from scratch, I'd appreciate it. But state-run adoption agencies aren't private that I know of. So, I don't know what to do with that. Okay. Also, Jennifer White was saying, please tell me the world will not include zombies for the next couple of days because I'm like a turtle on its back in the middle of the road. Okay. Well, let's see if the magic 8 ball is working today. It wasn't the other day, but let's see. Do we need to worry about zombies for the next couple of days? Oh no, I broke it. Who did I ask about the other day? Was it Ted Cruz? Madison Cawthorn? Yeah, I broke it. Okay. So much for that. I'll have to get a new one. Jeanette says some states farm out their adoptions to private agencies, but are they publicly traded? Because that was what the question was about. So, by the way, it is Wednesday, so I do have a hard cutoff time of 1:40. But privately run? I'm not going to. Yeah, they broke it exactly. The zombies broke the magic 8 ball. Yes, I guess it had brains. Anyway, I'm not going to do that question today because I would need more specifics, like this state and this state and this state have farmed out to this publicly traded company, whatnot. I don't mean to make you guys work more, but sometimes the questions, it always really helps if you could put the link to the original article. I'd really, really appreciate that. It makes my life a lot easier. So. All right. Zombies. What do we have to worry about zombies in the next few days? Well, define zombies. Okay, 10, Ten of Pentacles, Lovers. Oh. Yeah, you'll be fine. Unless you see a gargantuan angel with a horn. But it has to be the right flag. You have to. It has to be. I think is that St. George? St. George's flag? No, must not be. But yeah, okay. So keep an eye out for the gargantuan angel in the sky. If that is the case, you need to stop what you're doing and worry about zombies. Okay. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, DLC. That's quite a question. Let me see if I can throw that one in. I don't know if I've got to keep I don't know if I can get through a whole 12 questions today, but I'm throwing some stuff in here. And then I'm just going to read on what I've got. And we'll see how far we get. Okay. So, got him. And saved. All right. The next question. Oh, Lyndon Johnson, I'd love to read on your question, but I need a link to a news source, please. Has DeSantis involved himself with the Joel Greenberg case and Matt Gaetz trafficking case? Did DeSantis take a payoff from Gates's father? So you're saying this is just something you're worried about, or is this actually in the news? So just let me know, please. Okay, so I'll leave that at. Trying to put this together quickly. Welcome. Then we have the potpourri, and then we're going to. Okay, I'll wait for Linda Johnson's question, and then we have something I wanted to share with you at 13 minutes in. The first of a hopefully short running, but is probably going to be a long running segment I'm calling Lessons for Tucker. Lessons for Tucker. Oh, hang on. I want to make sure I get this too. Sorry, I'm just trying to juggle. Juggling. All right. We're almost cooking with gas. Almost. I got the eggs out of the fridge. All right. Where am I? I don't even know. Okay, here we go. All right, 14 minutes in. So this is the first of a, I wish, short running segment, but probably long, called Lessons for Tucker. Apparently, Tucker needs to learn a few things, and I'm here to help. Okay, so we're going to start with, let me take this down. There we go. And let me share with you, Little Tuck decided to write an opinion piece. Share screen. Poor little short-sighted Tuck. So, according to an opinion piece by Little Tuck, Karine Jean-Pierre is furious at America despite her ample privilege. Buckle in, it's going to be a bumpy ride. There are two things I'm going to point out here in this article. Pay attention, Tuck. If you're the White House press secretary, and thank God you're not, but if you were, you would have two tasks every day. You've got to learn the president's views and repeat them. Then you've got to remember the names of the people sitting in the folding chairs in the briefing room. It's not an easy job, not a very rewarding one either. You're not making decisions, you're repeating the party line. Okay, so far, so blah. Sure. Here's one. Okay, so we have our previous press secretary and now this new press secretary. And Tucker decides to talk about them by beginning with, under normal circumstances, it takes a lot more creativity to say, sell lipstick for L'Oreal than it does to be White House press secretary. They're all worn out by the end except under Joe Biden. It's a totally different job under Joe Biden. The rules have changed. If you're Joe Biden's press secretary, you've got to be able to think on the fly because your boss can't. So every time Biden goes outside, you're going to be called upon to translate what he said or explain what he really meant, assuming for the sake of argument he really meant anything at all. Okay, there are so many videos on YouTube of Covfefe, him of Covfefe doing dumb stuff, but sure, Tucker, just, yeah. Biden said today, for example, I know you're frustrated. I can taste it. What's frustration taste like? An earthy, slightly unctuous blend of bacon notes, mango, and raspberry with an undertone of saddle leather? Maybe. Joe Biden didn't say. I know you're frustrated. I can taste it. It's called an expression. Called an expression. And he mixed up the names of some senators. Yeah, I've never done that. Yeah, I've even yesterday I meant to say Biden and I said Putin because we've been talking about Putin earlier, and my brain just said, "Oh, what's the difference?" And it's like, "Oh, I was looking at the replay." It's like, yes, there's a big difference. Okay. So a few weeks ago, Joe Biden pledged to overthrow the government of Russia. Blah 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 blah. And how did someone like Jen Psaki, someone who is so demonstrably talentless, a humorless gender studies major from Greenwich, how did this person get this much authority in our government? Talentless, humorless gender studies major from Greenwich. Well, you would know talentless and humorless. And who could replace her? Is there another person in this country as shallow, nasty, and partisan as Jen Psaki is? Well, there is. Her name is Karine Jean-Pierre. So when Jen Psaki was introducing, or was talking about Jean-Pierre, first, as you know, she will be the first Black woman, the first out LGBTQ plus person to serve in this role. Tiffany Cross said the first Black woman and out gay person to speak for the president. Yes, the first Black woman and openly gay person. It's very exciting. It is. I mean, seriously, it's very exciting, and it's very good for everybody. Okay, so then we get to the other point. And this is a thing. Well, you heard it from Jen Psaki. Jean-Pierre is going to be the first out LGBTQ plus person to be White House press secretary. But before you light a candle and begin tonight's celebrations, a quick question. What does LGBTQ plus mean? Hey, Jen Psaki, let us know if you have a minute. Explain every letter in that acronym and specifically what it signifies. We'll wait. Don't hold your breath. She's not going to do it because, like everyone else who uses that phrase, Jen Psaki literally has no idea, no clue at all what it means. It's one of those terms you're not supposed to define. One day to start using it, LGBTQ+, and anyone who asks what it means is immediately presumed to be in the out group. Oh, somebody hurt his feelings. It's not actually a word. Words are meant to signify meaning and communicate it to other people. No, it's not that at all. It's a litmus test. So, for the first time, I wish it was the last, I'm starting a new segment called Lessons for Tucker. All right, Tucker, did somebody hurt your feeling? Did you not know what that meant? And so you asked, or somebody said that they didn't know and they asked and someone looked at them sideways because you have the whole group of you and the people you agree with tend to have very narrow-minded tendencies toward marginalized groups in this country. So, okay, so let's go through it, shall we? LGBTQ plus stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or questioning, and the plus is and more. It is easily part of the English language in describing what it is. So, okay, so we've got that. If you're wondering what the and more is, okay, I've got some more here. You will sometimes see a long list of in the longer acronym right here, and it includes intersex, which is when you're exactly transitioning, asexual, when you don't have, you may want to an emotional relationship with someone but not a physical one with anyone. There's pansexual, which is someone, it's in a sense bisexual, but even more inclusive because it includes everyone, even people who are not choosing a gender, who choose to not be one gender or another. And there's kink at the bottom, which is just, as long as you're not hurting anybody, what's your, you have a thing, good for you. So that's I thought I'd help him explain to him. And so I will just say that your feigned ignorance and narrow-minded outrage engenders homophobia, which is the emotional and physical abuse of some of the most marginalized and traumatized members of our society. So today's lesson for Tucker: homophobia is mean. Don't be homophobic. And asking the question and feeling like you've been so awful and now you're asking a question about what things mean and you're not being treated like it's a good faith question because your questions haven't been in good faith. And also, there's always the internet. So, yeah. All right. So that's today. Snow Wolf says intersex is not transitioning; it is a birth condition. My understanding is it's both, and I feel bad I did not include that. It is. You are correct, but I think it's both. Perhaps we're both right, and I apologize for not including that. Okay. Thank you. maybe someday someone will share that with Tucker. And so, all right. So the other thing I wanted to, which will actually, because I'm not fully reading on Tucker, he's so not worth it. But at 2026, I just want to share one other thing with you. It's not as long. Violence in protests at justices' houses, question mark. We should ask about if the protests in front of the Supreme Court justices' homes, if any of that is going to turn violent, is my concern. So far, it has not. But Susan Collins did call the police. Yeah, let me share. Let me share what she called the police about. Oh boy. She called the police over public defacement of a public sidewalk. It was sidewalk chalk in pastel colors. Someone wrote in chalk, which you can get rid of with water, on the sidewalk in front of her home, and it says, oh wait, where's the, okay. Susie, please. Mainers, people of Maine, want WHPA, Women's Health Protection Act is what that is. Vote yes, clean up your mess. Susie, please. Mainers want WHPA. Vote yes, clean up your mess. Susie, please. So Susan Collins called the police. They even said, please, exactly, Shay Kitty. Yeah. I do not want to hear another word about snowflakes on the left. Yes, Darren Smith, yes, it's called freedom of speech. So I'm just asking, are things going to turn violent at these justices' homes? I just want to know. Lola Bell says Tuckums has Mercury opposite Mars, which can make for a nasty communication style. Yeah. I've got Mars square Mercury. But then again, I've got Mars square just about everything. Right, Alexandra. Chalk is a horrible thing, but taking away our rights isn't wrong. Yeah. Almanzi says, so now you can call the police if kids are coloring the sidewalk in chalk. It was so polite, free to Smet. Exactly. Susie, please. And back up here. Yes, dear. Kevin, you have a point. So let's go Brandon to plaster all over everything. Yeah. Oh, and the police, Deedledee saying, and the police actually came out and had it washed away. Because you could wash it away because it was chalk on a public sidewalk. Hello, sweetheart. You okay? If anything, my personal opinion is these justices, the people protesting in front of their homes right now is a blessing in disguise, because the people who are there do not want it to devolve into violence. They don't, and they're more likely to stop someone who's trying to get violent. Seriously. Not everybody at the insurrection who was outside of the Capitol building was bad. There were, there are all kind of videos of someone attacking a journalist and someone else shoving that person aside and saying, "We're not like that. We don't do that." Someone else trying to cause some violence and someone saying, "No, we're not that." Unfortunately, there were a few of them and they were outside, but there are people who will stand up for what's right. And that's the thing about these people outside of the justices' homes. They're standing up for what's right. King of Cups. Well, that's Democrats. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Devil. What did you expect? 10 of Cups. 9 of Pentacles. That's Collins. 2 of Pentacles. I don't think you need me to tell you that next month, if what Alito wrote is what comes out, this is big. This is a huge moment in history, and it's not a good one. It's terrible. And yes, dear, just a minute. We will eventually be okay. We will. It'll just take time. But she thinks she's sitting pretty. She can do what she wants, but her power is even getting more and more tenuous. That time. I don't understand how she still has a job. My aunt and uncle lived in Maine. When I was growing up, we would go up there for Christmas. We would drive up and spend Christmas. It was lovely. They lived outside of Bangor, and sorry. And it was just very nice. Let's do this. Okay. Come here, goofball. There. Sit on my lap. I can still do the readings. All right. Yeah, I don't quite understand, because it was lovely. We would go up there and we would do a sleigh ride. There are people who on farms, and they make these big wooden sleighs, and then they get these big, beautiful Clydesdale workhorses and with belts, and take the family through a ride through the woods, and it was beautiful. It's just absolutely beautiful. So there was so much. There were so many great things about Maine. So many things I really liked about it. But there was a definite feeling of, if you hadn't been there for generations, you were an outsider. Luckily, my uncle had grown up there, and he was a school principal. So, but why Susan Collins? I don't get it. Okay. Oof. It's okay. So, get going on the questions here. Just a second. Okay. You're fine. All right. Well, I don't. Darren Smith is saying Maine is beautiful, but it's also very conservative. True. West Virginia has some beautiful parts too. Oh, absolutely. I lived there off and on when I was growing up. Bless you. Except for the places where they blasted off mountaintops to get cold. Yeah. Okay, Bellbook and Candle says the BBC is very, very nervous today, too. What makes you say that? And Kimmy was blocked? Okay, I'm going to get out of the chat now, but if anybody could help Kimmy, I'd really appreciate it. And, all right, okay, all right, it's okay. It's okay, just relax. Just relax. All right, at 37 minutes in, Marie Lebreton had a question. 37. Making biscuits. Oh, it's only, I thought the vote this afternoon wasn't until 3, which would be 2 Central Time, or has it started? Catherine Rodriguez is saying Manchin voted against codifying Women's Health Protection Act, the Women's Health Protection Act. Shocking, not really. Okay. All right, 37:30. Oh, you're really not going to work with me here, are you? Yeah, 37:30. Okay. Is there a possibility of expanding the Supreme Court in the near future? I'm deeply concerned the lines between state and church are going to be blurred if the conservative judges have their way. Oh, absolutely, they're going to be blurred. That's kind of the point. But it isn't even church and state. It isn't even really church. It's you know, I joke about long blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus, but it is just it's a quick way of pointing out that they're not following the core tenet. I was raised Catholic. I was raised Catholic. I know the core tenets of the Bible, especially the New Testament. Yeah. And automatic weapons, not really a thing. So, oh, sorry, this thing. All right, let me see if I can do some more readings. Teresa Ford says, the point is I own every part of my body 100% of the time. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So will the Supreme Court be expanded? There are 13 districts. There could be one Supreme Court justice for each district. That would not be unreasonable. It wouldn't be a random number. Hierophant. Government. Institutions. Four of Pentacles. Eileen is saying the line between state and church will be non-existent. Temporarily, though. That's the thing. It really is going to be temporary. 10 of Cups. I'm not saying that's good. I'm saying we're not sliding into a dystopian state we're never going to get out of. It's heinous and awful, but it will be temporary. 6 of Wands. And there's no way their people are going to be like, oh, okay, fine. No. Moon. Yeah, people are going to be so upset. 6 of... Oh, it's going to be too little too late. The Supreme Court is going to come out. You know how after some criticism about the shadow docket, and the shadow docket, for anybody who doesn't know, is when the cases are sent to the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court decides not to read on something, not to take something up, effectively leaving a lower court order in place, which so it means a lot of nasty stuff can stay in place without the Supreme Court having to take it up or listen to arguments or go on record or anything like that. So they call it the shadow docket. They were under criticism for that. So the Step for Justice, Coney Barrett, and I forget who else, a couple of the others went out into the press and they were saying, we have to be respected. We're not extremists, because they have reason to worry. There is, the Supreme Court, the whole point of the Supreme Court is their power is based on the good faith of the United States citizens, that the citizens are going to listen to them. And if the people decide, we're not going to listen to you, they have a problem. We've got a big problem. So Republicans have been working for so long thinking that that liberal court had their way, did all their thing, and now they've got this victory. And they're going to come out after the official thing is done, and they're going to be saying, oh, no, we're not political, we're da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Throwing things back to the states when it comes to human rights that's what happened during the time of slavery. It allowed slavery to continue. So states' rights, the uproar over this is going to be massive. Massive. Now, are they gonna? Is Biden going to try to add more Supreme Court justices? Glenn Bird is saying, during the McCarthy Red Scare years in the 1950s, religious fears were centered in the crackdown on individual freedoms. Only after people called them out did it change. Yes. Eileen asks, how can the U.S. citizens listen to the Supreme Court when the judges lied during their confirmation hearings? They should be held accountable for that. Will they? Yeah. More Supreme Court justices. 5 of Wands. 7 of Swords. Moon. Oh my gosh, people are going to be so angry. I haven't been getting that Biden will be able to, or Biden will be adding Supreme Court justices. I've got more scrutiny on some of the justices who are there, is what I got. But this, what I'm getting here is fury. America, America women, and their allies. This is the thief card. The rights being taken away, and this is howling at the moon. This is major arcana. This little thief, he cannot stand up to this. I can't even get to like what happens after, because the fury here is so big. Jen Glenn, do you see any justices being added next year? Empress. Tower. Chariot. World. For anybody here who doesn't read tarot, I've got 4, they're called major arcana. In a normal deck of playing cards, there are your aces through your kings, and there are sort of equivalent things in tarot decks with the added with an added page in the court cards. No, there's Jack, Page. No, there's Pack. Yeah, no. Sorry, it's been a while since I played Jim Rummy. Hi. No, that's the same. So you got that, but in addition in tarot, you have the major arcana, which is 21, 22 actually, extra cards, and they're usually bigger forces. Okay, you are really upset today. What is wrong? What is going on? You're okay. Nothing too bad's going to happen to the kitty. The kitty's going to be fine. Kitty is going to be fine. These are big forces. These aren't just... I often use the... Dave says it means it's clear and important. Yeah. On my lock screen, on my phone, I have this image of a person down here, but then you've got this larger being. I think of that as spiritual forces in comparison to us, but also major arcana, like the size of the energy compared to just run-of-the-mill stuff. And when I'm asking about what's going to happen next year with the Supreme Court, kind of what's coming, do not underestimate how upset people are going to be by this. This is huge protests and mobilization. This is just the damage that is going to ripple out, and women standing up and saying no. And we are putting this protection around us and around our bodies, and you're not going to take it away. Because I keep getting that the Democrats are going to win, relatively big in. It's not going to be a blowout. I wish it was, but relatively big in November, and yeah, it's they'll try to do something about the Supreme Court. So, okay. 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 Oh, Lucky Girl's here. Thank you. Appreciate you looking after her. Thank you. Lucky Girl is so great. I don't know what we ever did to deserve Lucky Girl, but it must have been something very, very good. All right. At 50 minutes in, Lola Bell. Ugh. So, as I was saying, a judge on Wednesday, so that's today, released former President Trump from being held in contempt on the condition that he pay a $110,000 fine to the New York Attorney General's office for failing to comply with a subpoena for his business records. What? Did he turn anything over? I don't have a link to the original source here, so what happened? Does any? I guess I have to look. Trump contempt, which is what I have for him. Judge orders. Okay, New York Times. The former president must pay a $110,000 fine that is accumulated during the 2-week contempt and meet other conditions, or the order will be reinstated, ending the embarrassing 2-week period. Okay. On Wednesday, Judge Garland withdrew the contempt order, but set a few conditions, including requiring Trump to pay the fine. And he has to until May 20th to meet the conditions or reinstate the contempt order. In an effort to cooperate with Judge's original contempt order, lawyers for Mr. Trump filed a number of recent court documents attesting to a thorough search of his records. An outside company also assured the judge that it had reviewed a vast number of files, more than 1,300 boxes, including Mr. Trump's hard copy calendars, records and file cabinets at the Trump Organization's offices, and boxes of documents at off-site storage facilities. The sweeping search of Mr. Trump's records did not appear to turn up much information. In the contempt hearing last month, a lawyer from her office, Kevin Wallace, indicated a suit could come soon, a civil suit could come soon, saying the office was preparing to file an action against Mr. Trump in the near future. So, Kevin saying more judicial chicanery. Linda Kingsley says the courts are getting ready for Tish James to place liens on his properties. Yes, please. Frida Smet, yes, it's all in his toilet. No wonder he can't find it. Letitia James, contempt order, and Trump. She has what she needs. It's not going to be in their best interest. There are things that were filed that she's using. But she was trying to find the records at the Trump org. And her being able to take what... Well, first of all, you've already got Weisselberg, who they've got for basically trying to run 2 sets of books. And Letitia James, she is... I lost my train of thought. Anyway, what will happen here? Lawyers, hi. Why are you so upset today? It's going to be okay. Really, it is. No harm will befall the kitty. I know there's supposed to be some storms coming in, but you'll be okay. You will. It's all right. Legal heartache. That's kind of what we've been going through. Judgment, sitting pretty. Right, like Trump, like $110,000 fine is really going to stop Trump from doing anything. Page of Swords. 6 of Wands. Oh, this is bullying, delay tactics, and Trump thinks he's just going to trot off in his little victory. That was what I was saying. But the paperwork Letitia James has is enough on its own, and turning and bringing that paperwork into court and saying, this is what they gave the bank, this is what they gave to the IRS or tax authorities, wherever. And now they're saying they have no records of this, so they're not even keeping records. They're hiding this by not keeping records. It's not in Trump's favor. So but is Trump going to be back in contempt? Because he thinks he's just going to skate. He just got off easy. He thinks he's going to skate. What? Exactly, Doxy Mom. That's paying off. Yeah, paying off porn star money. Yes. Eight of Cups. They have evidence. They've been gathering evidence. Judgment, Magician, Hierophant. They're using the system. It's going to drag on for a little while longer. Drag on for a little while longer. World. Yep. Trump's still dragging his feet. Now they have until May 20th. And then what's the worst that's going to happen? The judge puts the contempt order back in place. It's more money. He's going to drag his feet. Marie Henson, yes, from the beginning of the video. I wonder what books taste like. Yeah, exactly. More stupidity from Trump. 5730, Nuclear Magenta. I love that name. 5730, 5750. If you had a question about the Dow Jones and S&P 500, will they turn around and have a bull market this year? I don't do financial stuff usually. I can look at the economy, but I don't give it smacks too much of financial advice of, hey, the market's going good, got a hot tip. No, but I can talk about the economy. Because if the economy, the market is a forward-thinking beast, at least in theory, it's supposed to be. It's going to be, what is the economy going to look like in 6 months? Is kind of what. Is kind of what it's focused on. Thank you, Deb. Oh, Lola Bell, I love your astrology stuff. Letitia James' ascendant is conjunct Trump's moon and south node, while her moon is conjunct his sun and north node. Oh, she is fated to mess with him. Everything she puts out, her mere existence, how she presents herself, her being there is just sucking him back away from his power in his by south node. And then her moon is on his north node. So she's rattled. She's ringing his spirit like a gong. Ding, 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 ding. Ah, lovely. Okay, economy. Empress, that is America. Well, it can also be the Western world. Mystic Empress Diane says she's making him grow, kicking and screaming. Sun. Moon. 10 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, 2 of Wands. The economy. Well, it's pretty gnarly. Of course, the wealthier, you can just ignore them because they get and do whatever they want. It's stormy, but and this was about this year. I don't know about this year, but things are. But the other thing is, this is for the wealthy, but it's also. My understanding is, weren't there 500,000 jobs created recently? Of course, it's not everything we want it to be, but Maurice Sutton says also, I'm not sure, but Trump lost his Jupiter protection, didn't he? Oh, yeah. There's at the end of July, he's got some nasty stuff. There's some nasty stuff coming in his chart. So, all right, 4 of Wands. Yeah, okay. On the right feels like they're going to complain. I'm shocked. Six of Swords, Page of Swords, Ace of Wands. Plug it along. Big protests can also cause some disruption too, on a smaller scale. There are big protests coming. Big. And part of my brain is just like, why would everybody, this can't really be happening. It was just a draft. I mean, they wouldn't actually come out with that. It's like, yeah. Because it's just this part of my brain. It's like, nobody would be that cruel. No, I mean, unless you're just a flat out psychopath. Nobody would be that cruel. That poor little naive part of me, I have to say, it'll be okay, buddy. It'll be okay, little buddy. Okay. 103.30. $103.30. Okay. Vince Foster shared a quote from Governor Kay Ivey. So you already know it's going to be if the good Lord made you a boy, you are a boy. And if he made you a girl, you are a girl. My question is, are any of these people ever going to learn science? Any of them? Is the Republican Party going to, at some point, go, maybe we should, I don't know, pay attention to science? Excuse me. Just a crazy thought. So, yeah. Will the Republican Party ever, and for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, there are many things that can happen, including there are people actually born with like both. They have characteristics of each gender. Unless the good Lord decided you were going to open narrow minds by having characteristics of each gender. Just a crazy thought. Stephanie Martin, P.S. Some mindfulness practice might be good. I think we could all use that. Thank you, Shay Kitty. The good Lord made the gays too. Yes. The L, the G, the B, the T, the Q, plus 2 of Swords. Critical thinking. What that feels like. B. Gray says the good Lord does what she wants, not what we dictate. Yeah. 10 of Pentacles. 5 of Swords. Page of Swords. Ace of Wands. 6 of Swords. They will change when they have to change. They will start accepting science instead of, well, it just feels right. You're an adult. Sometimes you have to say, gee, it doesn't feel right. I've got to do stuff or think stuff or look stuff up or research. I don't want to, but I'm an adult, so I should do that. As opposed to just being lazy and just saying, well, it should be what I feel like it is. If that was the case, we could all just agree that Donald Trump should, I don't know, I could get myself in a lot of trouble by all the different things that we could pretend about Donald Trump. But no, there's reality. There's not just, everything is not subjective. Not how it works. But until they start losing elections. Mystic Empress Diane says, take anatomy for the love of God. Mm-hmm. Yes, but is it God or is it long hair, blonde, blue-eyed Jesus? Or even better, long, blonde, blue-eyed baby Jesus. Long, blonde hair, blue-eyed, newborn Jesus with the perfect curls and the sparkling blue eyes. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there was a question about the ERA. I just want to make sure I covered this at 109. Rebecca Davis is saying the ERA has been ratified, but it's held up in a lawsuit by the DOJ under Barr at behest of the Trump administration. Why hasn't Merrick Garland retracted the lawsuit so the ERA can be certified? My understanding, and correct me if I am wrong, my understanding is it was finally that enough states have ratified it, but there was a time limit that was put on when 38 states or whatever it was, when they had until to ratify it, and the last date was like 1982. So it's actually in Congress, and there's been legislation put forward that would lift that time deadline in Congress, but through act of Congress, which would then allow for the ratification of the Equal Rights Amendment, is my understanding. So But one way or the other, will we finally get an equal rights amendment to the United States Constitution? Yes, please. Janelle says we still haven't passed it. No. Marie Henson says Garland needs to release the lawsuit by Barr to go forward. Okay. Well, let's see. Is the ERA going to be ratified? Is it going to be added? Is the Equal Rights Amendment going to be added to the United States Constitution? High Priestess. How much work and stuff have women done in secret? Page of Swords. Three of Cups. Hermit. Knight of Wands. 10 of Cups. Eventually, yes. There'll be some movement, but there'll be some movement, and ultimately, yes. But in the meantime, you've got bullies, you've got men attacking it, you've got, this just feels like so much time of, this has to go through committee, or this has to go through whatever court, and then this has to be, and then it's going to be put off, and then it's just a lot of study and waiting around as the far right sort of fight back. But ultimately, we will get an ERA. We will get some form of the Equal Rights Amendment. There will be equal rights in the United States of America. It will happen. Unfortunately, we've got to get through these jerks first. Sorry. Okay. Oh, thank you, Doxy Mom. I was just checking in there was some upheaval in the chat earlier, and I was just making sure we're okay. Let's look at 113.30. Let's look at Donna Hensley's question. I think some of these kind of encapsulate other questions. Anyway, Donna Hensley is asking, are the MAGAs trying to form a new rendition of the Lebensborn Program? Oh, dick. Copy. Oh, hurl. Lebensborn, the literally font of life, was an SS initiated, state-supported, registered association in Nazi Germany with the goal of raising the birth rate of Aryan children, of people classified as racially pure and healthy based on Nazi racial hygiene and health ideology. Hurl. Gross. The woman who gave birth for Hitler, blonde hair, blue-eyed Aryan race. Wasn't there some form of this? Is one of the singers in ABBA was the fruit of this awfulness, I want to say. Bless her. Poor kids. So, or basically, the MAGAs trying to do a genetic. It's so stupid. Purebred dogs get sick and have genetic weaknesses that mutts don't have. Inbreeding leads to all kinds of problems. We want a healthy human population. We need all kinds. And don't get me started on the guy wearing the Fire Department of New York shirt, well, hoodie, whatever it was, jacket, and what he said to pro-choice protesters. Ugh. It was when Amy Coney Barrett said the supply of children going up for adoption. The supply. They're not iPhones. They're people. Anna Fried. Thank you, Leah. King of Cups. Thank you, Uncle Joe. Thank you for being a decent human being. Yeah, Kimberzell, just do your 9. Marie Henson, Alito didn't say that. My understanding it was the Step for Justice brought out her own, or it was a part. Did she write a piece, or did it come out adjacent or with the leak, where she was talking about the supply of babies? It will increase the supply of babies available for adoption. Supply. Knight of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. 10 of Swords. 3 of Pentacles. Actually, I'm not getting... Yes, they want more white babies, but... yes, Janelle, Supreme Court, Barbie. Yeah. What I'm getting here is not so much... It's definitely racist, but it's nothing compared to what's going to happen once they start embracing like CRISPR and genetic modifications. And in the future, everybody looks like Dolph Lundgren. Even the women. It's the beards. Yeah. Marie Henson says there are plenty of kids waiting already. Yeah, exactly. Joanne, will they ban surrogates also? Oh gosh, I would doubt it. They'd love that. Ace of Swords. Strength. World. Oh no. Rent out your, be like a womb B&B. Sort of Airbnb, it'll be womb B&B. But this is temporary. It will not continue long term, and we're going to vote, right? We're going to vote. Voting's good. Voting is very good. Here we go. All right. Yeah, IVF is a problem, and yeah, it's just, didn't say any of it was going to be pretty. Okay, which way are you going? You feel like you're actually going in the wrong direction. I think I need to start over here. There. The cats will love you even more if you go vote. We'll just pretend that's true. All right. Well, that's going to do it for me for today. But thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for how kind you are to each other. And thank you, lucky girl. You went above and beyond today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, it is 1:37 p.m. here in Chicago. At 4 o'clock, I'll be over on the Book Art Media channel. As usual, to do creative sprints. You are always welcome. You're always welcome wherever I am. And other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. All right, so take care. You're not alone. We're in this together. There are good days ahead. There are. We'll get through them. We'll get to them. We'll get through the bad ones, I meant to say. All right, take care.